Okay, as promised, let's shift our discussion away from history to literature. So some of the characteristics of medieval literature. Number one, didactic. When literature is didactic, its purpose is not to entertain, it's not to inform, it is to teach. Much of the literature of this time is didactic, meaning that it's morally instructive. Next, heroes. That's really big. We get that from the Germanic as well as the Christian traditions, and sometimes we can see them intertwined. Next one. Literature during this time is chiefly presentations of idealized behavior. And again, we see idealized, ideal, not real. And if something is ideal, it's not how it really is, but how it should be. So this reconnects to didactic, right? Literature as a moral lesson, morally instructive. What are the morals that they're teaching? Being loyal to your king, as well as chivalry, the chivalric code. Then the next one, the use of kennings. Kennings were an early figurative device, and usually it's a compound expression that is being used instead of a name or noun. So, for example, storm of swords would be a kenning for battle. So if you were a scop, you remember what a scop was, right? We're going to see that again. You would invent kennings to make your pieces that you were entertaining with as part of the oral tradition more entertaining, because that's your job. Next slide. Romance. Now, romance here does not refer to Valentine's Day or Hallmark cards. What a romance is, it's a narrative. In other words, it's a story. It could be in prose or verse that would be about the adventures and heroic exploits of the knights in shining armor, the chivalric heroes. This is when we'd see knights going out into battle and their travels, killing dragons, all that good stuff. And there would be supernatural elements involved. And just in case you're curious, people during this time, when they heard these romances, they did not believe these supernatural elements, right, really occurred. They would willfully suspend disbelief. Just like when you sit down and watch Star Wars, right? Same thing. You're really not believing that there's lightsabers, that there's Baby Yoda, all that good stuff. Some of the common themes for medieval literature: concern with salvation and the world to come. During this time, people really were not concerned with bettering their lives or social change. They lived their life for salvation and to make it into heaven. Yes, so wow. So I know that during this first unit that we're working with is a big patch of time. So we have to kind of cobble different puzzle pieces together so we can have a look at what's to come. So as we start to move through the period literature, we're going to be referring to these different elements that we've covered and seeing them reflected in the literature, because literature is a reflection of its time. And if we don't understand the time, then we have a hard time understanding the literature. So, hope everyone's off to a good start, and until we meet again, be well, do good work, and keep in touch.